step up.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to chat with you today, and I want to share this with you. I've been hanging out with Good Business Karma networking for about 3 years, so I've known John for a long time. This is the fourth time that I've had the opportunity to speak here over those years, and this is the second time that John asked me at the spur of the moment. And it's very interesting to me because I was deciding whether I was going to come here today or not because I had certainly some other things I could catch up on. But this is one of my favorite networking groups that is regular on my calendar. And so I chose to come here and then I'll catch up on some of the other things that I need to do. And the reason I'm starting with some of that is because so not only was it spur of the moment, then I chose to come here having that on my calendar. Then John asked me to speak on the spur of the moment. The last time that I spoke here, the same thing happened. And I shared at the beginning of my presentation that you should always be prepared for a 5 minute business spotlight, 30 minutes somewhere, even if you got to do a hour keynote because of whatever kind of thing happened or whatever it might be. And I think it's really important for us to be ready to do that. And so today, I'd like to chat with you about strategic planning strategies for success and brainstorming your power words and phrases. And I've shared these best practices before at other events, and I think it's an important topic for us to consider over and over again. Way too many times we create our business by creating a business card, a website, doing some kind of marketing, and then we say, wait, where are my clients? And we say ugh to strategy when people ask us about what's your strategy, what's your vision, core values, mission, competitive edge. We say ugh for a couple of reasons. Oftentimes it's because we don't really know and understand the importance and the why, what, and how of those different areas of our business. And it goes from the fact of, as business owners, you are great at your craft and your specialty. You're passionate about why you do what you do. And then you have to figure out all things business, marketing, sales, leadership. And so I'd really like to think about this, and I'd really like to have you brainstorm a little bit while we're having some of this conversation. I'm fascinated about why individuals do what they do. My first question when I meet on a one-on-one is tell me about Susan and why you're doing what you're doing, what you have going on. And I want you to spew whatever that story is. It's interesting to me because we can go down all kinds of different rabbit holes, and there's no right or wrong answers on those kinds of questions when we decide to start from wherever we do on why you're doing what we're doing. When you develop your strategy overall and your power words and phrases related to why you do what you do and how you do it, there should often be consistent messages and words that you are using with the individuals that you're speaking with and to. Whether it's the first time, whether you're out speaking at an opportunity like this, or wherever you are, what are those power words and phrases that you're always going to share through your networking, on your website, in your social media, all of those kinds of things. So, let's chat about that strategic planning strategies for success. And again, before you say ugh, understand how it is transformational to do that brainstorming around the words that set us apart. So, one of the first sections that I like to talk about is really knowing your why. There's no right or wrong answers related to your why and what that means to you. They are your power words and phrases. So you get to think about that and say that from any context at all. And my question around your why is, what's your passion? What's your purpose? What's your dreams, your heart, your lifestyle, your beliefs, your inspiration, your motivation, your strengths? We should be coming to the table with our why and our purpose and our passion in everything that we do. So think about those words and phrases. The first activity that I do with clients when we have our initial kickoff meeting is I want to know what's your why and what success means to you. And I'll talk about success in a minute as that second aspect. And it's interesting to me the number of people that come more so from a blank slate on what's your why. And the reason is not because you don't have something and not because you don't own your passion and your purpose. Most often, you have not been asked that question. We say what our why is based upon what other individuals have said or what we think somebody else wants to hear. So take some time throughout this next week to write down your words related to your why, because the individuals, your potential clients, care much more about why you do what you do than your products and your services and how you do great things for them. So that leads into number two. What does success mean to you personally, professionally, business, organizationally? Again, the second question that I ask that I provide the opportunity for at least a good week to brainstorm those words and phrases. And again, oftentimes it comes a little bit as a blank slate. And not again that you don't really know what success means to you. And it's not a right or wrong answer. But what do you think internally? Because sometimes our success words are internal and sometimes our success words are external, or both of them, depending upon what the words are to you and what you might say out loud or what you keep to yourself. So consider making yourself a list of what does success mean to you personally, professionally, business, organizationally. And for those of you that are solopreneurs, you are your business. Those words might cross over if you're doing them in a column kind of thing, because we are our business. And so again, no right or wrong answers, but we should be knowing our why and what success means to you, because that's what we should be working toward every day. And that's again why I'm here today, because instead of doing whatever over this next hour, I wanted to come here and see what all of you were up to. And then I earned the opportunity to chat with you for 15 minutes and then to do some more networking together. So those are the first two parts of that strategy. Then I really think about your business strategy in these four segments, that we think about your vision. Your vision is your big picture, what it is that you want to become. It should be inspiring. It should be exciting for you, and I should be excited based upon what your vision is. If I am in your target market, or if you want me to be your raving fan, or you want me to be your strategic referral power partner. So your vision is again very internal for you, and it's external for us to relate to you. And your vision is your big picture, what it is that you want to become. So you haven't realized your vision yet. You are continuing to work there with your big result and what it is that you want to become. Number two are your core values. Your core values are your absolutes that you do not waver on. And it's that part about, what is it that we say yes to? And it has you make decisions about why you do what you do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. It's how you come to the table internally first, and I should feel it externally from you. So for many business owners that consider integrity as one of your core values, or any other synonym kind of word like that, instead of just saying integrity, What does integrity look like, feel like, taste like, smell like? How are you coming to the table with integrity? And what do I feel and know and understand with you from integrity? So we should describe those core values rather than just saying what our core values are so that you know it coming to the table and I get to know it as well from your perspective. I generally encourage individuals to maybe choose four core value words. If you have three because three is your thing, or if you have five because five is your thing, that's all okay. It's just that we want to be clear and concise about those core values overall. Number three, and for those of you that know me, you know that this is my favorite. For those of you that don't know me yet, I'm curious to learn about your competitive edge. Your competitive edge are the power words and phrases around the problems that you solve, the value that you bring, the results and outcomes to engage with you. I don't care what you call your products and your services. I need what your products and services do for me. How does it solve a problem for me? How does it bring the value? What are the results and outcomes? You are great at your craft and your specialty. I don't want to hear all the back end stuff that you do, except for maybe in a conversation when I want to. In general, I want to know why you're doing what you're doing for me, my clients, so that I can be a strategic referral power partner. That's how we develop those relationships. Please, please, please brainstorm those words and phrases related to your competitive edge. It's not an easy activity for us to do because we get caught up in the technical words and those kinds of things. So, part of my competitive edge is pulling those words out of your head, heart, and soul. So, as you do that on your own, fantastic. If you get stuck in discombobulated related to that, reach out to me and I'll pull those words out of your head, heart, and soul that you can then integrate into your planning, branding, marketing, sales, and why and how you're working not only in, but on your business. Number four, your mission. Your mission is the what and the how. So remember, I said your vision is the why and what it is that you want to become. Your mission is the what and the how that's happening today. What is your customer journey? Why and how are you investing your time and energy on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? That sets a tone for why you are where you are. So, my vision, purpose, and passion led me here today. My mission is if I didn't show up here today, who was I going to miss being introduced to, have a conversation with, get excited about why you're doing what you're doing, or meet somebody that I need to get connected to for my clients as a referral partner. If you show up, you miss out on opportunities. And if you show up with your why, what success means to you, your vision, core values, mission, and competitive edge, you are so much more on top of your game. So get to the place that you know it, love it, live it with your power words and phrases. Know that your strategy attracts the individuals to you. We do not need your McDonald's list of, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. What do you want? If I already knew that, I'd be working with someone like you or already have that all taken care of. I need you to bring your expertise to the table based on the problems that you solve, the value that you bring, and the results and outcomes to engage with you. So here's to making your business happen throughout the rest of 2026. I'm Lisa Bupp with Illuminations Consulting, optimizing your success.
Wonderful presentation, Lisa. So these are, really a lot of things that we need to nail down if we haven't nailed them down yet. So or listed it down on the chat for everyone's reference, vision, core values, competitive edge, and mission. So does anybody have any questions or comments for Lisa? Um, oh, go ahead, Rich.
Mazel tov to the newlywed.
Thanks.
And that was just awesome. I loved what you were saying. It was just, I found myself just nodding a great deal throughout. And I love the passion you bring.
Thank you. Thank you. Joyce.
Aye, thanks for that. I probably really needed that because it's part of why I'm here, is to find that I know what I want to do. I'm doing it, but I just need to find the right strategies and strengths that I need to do. And you mentioned all four of them that I'm kind of, oh, I need to work on that. Oh, I need to work on that. And it's trying to stop being a squirrel and taking the focus. So I've now got four questions there that can help me stop being, I can bring that focus in. So thank you. I really appreciated that.
Yes.
They're really good.
And, earlier when I said about we say ugh to that, we say ugh to it because we sometimes don't know and understand each of the different pieces of it. And then we say ugh to it to say, I'm all good to go and I don't need to waste my time doing this. I encourage you to invest your time doing these activities so that you aren't reinventing the wheel all the time. When we talk about core values and competitive edge, that helps you make the decision. And she just said that squirrel word about the bright shiny objects of marketing that come into our face every day, or somebody says you should do this and you should do this and you should do this. I can easily say yes, no, or maybe to a new marketing strategy, for instance, because of why and how or not that it fits into my business. I'm a lifelong learner, so I'm not saying don't play. I'm absolute about what I'm going to say yes or no to. How does this marketing activity relate to me and why I'm doing what I'm doing in my business and my processes and procedures and all of those kinds of things to make that decision? Because you look like a squirrel out there when all of a sudden you're doing this on Facebook and you're doing this on LinkedIn and you're saying this on a networking event. And while I celebrate creativity and innovation, if you always come to the table saying, I have this new thing, I got this new thing, I got this new thing, you tend to lose a little bit of credibility with that when you don't make the connection to why you're doing what you're doing. And are you saying new for yourself or are you saying new for your audience overall? We got to be consistent with our power words and phrases.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like it.
John, what's up?
Yes, I have a question, Lisa. Core values and mission back then when I started my own business, and looking back 4 years from now, a lot of it has changed. So, how often do you recommend to update your mission and vision and your power words?
Yeah. So if it has changed because of direction of your business, I would begin to update them now because then you're putting those words there. In general, your vision might last you 10 to 15 years because again, it's what you're working toward. Your core values could last over your lifetime of your business because of the where that comes from. Your competitive edge might update because you've added this or you took away this. So your products and your services get described through your core values, not as a product or a service or delivery kinds of things, but as the variety of problems that you're solving, value that you're bringing. So if there are new things, you add them to your competitive edge. If there are things that you need to cross off, then cross off those words. Your mission can usually be within a 3-year-ish kind of thing, that might be at least generally consistent for you. But again, if you have major changes because of creativity, innovation, you might need to update them. I've brainstormed some additional power words and phrases. And so some of the things that I'm doing is making sure that I'm updating that information on my website, on my social media profiles. Last week, I post every week on Mondays best practices. Last week, my best practice post was about Googling your name and your business name separately and together to pick up any of the directories where your information is out on the internet, and making sure first that your contact information is correct. At that same time, you can update your words in your profiles to match your strategic business framework, vision, core values, mission, competitive edge, and any updates that you do in your one pager bio as well. So if you have significant words, John, you want to get those words in each of those different areas. And because when I do vision, mission, competitive edge, and core values, it's a one-page document. It's not a 10-page bullshit document that you never look at and has all this stuff all over the place. It's one page and there's a lot of white space as well. So when I talk about those power words and phrases, it's not the stuff that we've done and put on our shelf and we never look at again. It's interesting to me when I meet with somebody and I say, tell me about John and Flexiwork. And he tells me this whole story. I also have his LinkedIn open. I also have his website open. And I find out a whole bunch more stuff. And not that I want you to throw up everything to me, but how are your words consistent on how they're out there and what it is that you're doing? It's powerful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lisa. And if you want to learn more about you, Lisa, how can we best reach you?
I have my information here in the chat. My calendar is there. Please hop on my calendar. Let's have a conversation. I'm fascinated about why you're doing what you're doing, and I want to make sure that you have the best practices to make that happen so that you get to do what you love every day.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lisa. And with
Thank
that,
you.
to our second breakout room. Again, kindly assign a leader. This person's role is to look after time. Please give 1 minute to each attendee to talk about their business, and it's a free-for-all conversation. We'll jump right back after 10 minutes. Thank you, everyone.